Right, do this.
Welcome everyone. It's not tender loving care. It's not tender loving kisses. That'd be TLK. No, it's tables, ladders, and chairs.
And, well, what do we say about this event?
Well, how to put it politely? Yeah. Don't be expecting a favourable review here, folks.
No, we're going to be pretty brutal. And we're not talking about the Brutal Brothers either.
You know, we're brutal. So, let's start with tradition, the pre-show, which we didn't watch.
No, neither of us watched it. And even more frustratingly, we later found out the one part of the show we were looking forward to, Drew Gulak's PowerPoint presentation, got cancelled.
Poor form.
Terrible.
Poor form. He's making 205 Live better.
Yeah, he's certainly trying his darndest. My hint, get Enzo Amore off the show.
Oh, man.
So, let's very quickly brush over the pre-show. There was a match. A pretty shitty point in this match, but we had the boss, Sasha Banks, facing off against the woman who we constantly keep on quizzing. How do you still work here?
Yeah, I would love to know what she has on these people.
Alicia Fox.
Oh, man.
Foxy.
Possibly one of the worst female wrestlers I have ever seen. Ever.
I'll give her a tiny bit of credit. She's better than Eva Marie. And that's all the credit I'm going to give her.
I thought Eva Marie was better looking. But that's it.
She's plastic though.
Yeah, 95%.
So, and it will shock you not to know that Alicia Fox lost this match.
Did she tap out?
She did.
I knew it.
To the bank statement.
I called it.
So, and somehow that match lasted for 11 minutes.
They got 11 minutes out of Alicia Fox. It's a miracle.
More than a good portion of the main cards did.
Right.
And talking of the main cards, that's where we'll properly kick things off. And I have to say, this opening match, I sat through and watched it and I thought, my God, if this is a kicking off point there, the point where they get the crowd ready and roaring for this show, they massively disappointed us. We had the main roster debut of Asuka.
Oh, yes.
And she was facing off against the woman who won an elimination battle royal to get this grand prestige thing of facing Asuka.
Oh, yeah, apparently that's a thing.
It was Emma, of course.
Yes, so, on to the match. Disappointing.
Very disappointing.
I mean, they seem to have no rhythm. It's like they kept messing up moves.
Yeah. Emma got in way too much offense. I mean, regardless of everything, going in, this was the undefeated Asuka.
Yep.
Finally making her debut on the main roster. And unfortunately, straight away, you had, I think it was either Michael Cole or Booker T and said, well, Asuka's going to have to adjust to being on the main roster with the big-time players.
Oh, my God.
Now, me and you have discussed this as well, and I'm going to bring out now. Need we not remind you all, in Asuka's second match on NXT, she obliterated Emma.
Yep. Someone at the Guildhall said the other day it was Takeover London.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, Emma got her ass kicked.
Yeah. Absolute squash match, pretty much.
And let's be honest here, people. Emma hasn't gotten better since then. They had the whole Emmalina fiasco.
Yes, and they dropped it all because they wasn't convinced that Emma was into it completely.
And they turned her back quickly to this heel version.
Yeah, and to to be honest, she's not really done anything
No.
since she's come back as heel Emma.
No, all she does is moan about social media.
Yeah, and the fact that she started the women's revolution, apparently.
Alright, love. Tell me that.
So yeah, but yeah, eventually, right near the end of the match, Asuka finally got some moves in.
Yep.
Then she put in the Asuka lock, and that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Disappointing start.
But yeah, you could probably argue the match went for nearly 9.5 minutes. You could probably argue about 7 minutes of it was Emma laying into Asuka. So yeah, start off the show not very encouraging at all, and what a piss poor way to debut Asuka on the main roster.
Yeah, well done, Vince. You ballsed it up again.
Maybe they'll get it right on Raw. Who knows? So, and then moving on, we got some cruiserweight action.
Oh, really?
No, it wasn't the cruiserweight title match, though. It was the tag team match, this heated rivalry between Gentleman Jack Gallagher, his tag team partner, the Brian Kendrick, and Cedric Alexander, and a man who's been described as being rather outlandish,
Oh, boy.
Rich Swann.
Oh, no, the man who can't handle it.
No, they can't handle it.
Well, this was better than the first match.
Yeah, this match, you'd argue, was fairly even, to be honest.
I mean, I'm still confused by the Jack Gallagher heel turn, and I'm not impressed with his heel entrance music at all.
Yeah. No, and he's in his street gear now, fighting in a suit
Oh,
and a waistcoat.
wow.
And don't forget the rough and tough gloves on, the
Oh.
fingerless gloves he wears now.
Oh, yeah, fingerless gloves, that's all the rage.
But, in typical fashion, Team Good got the job done in this one.
Yep, yes they did.
I believe Cedric Alexander hit a pretty nasty lumbar check on, I think it was Jack Gallagher.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he kind of flipped
Yes.
like a salmon.
Yeah. Team Good wins in the Battle of the Cruiserweights.
Oh. What's next?
Next, we had Alexa Bliss defending her women's title against Mickie James. Now, I think you'll agree with me on this one. I think this rivalry's been pretty piss poor so far.
Yep.
Notably, because you brought it to our attention, they're essentially bringing up a gimmick rivalry from 7 years ago.
Yep.
Which, funnily enough, involved Mickie James 7 years ago.
It is the complete rehashing of the Piggy James angle,
Yeah.
but only this time it's she's old, not she's fat.
Oh, how inventive. Yes, she's slightly older than the majority of the women in the division.
She's only 38. That's not
No,
that old.
no, exactly. I mean the Bellas have got to be pushing mid-30s now.
Yeah, I thought so.
And Alicia Fox has got to be early 30s at least. Yeah, the match was alright. I've seen worse outings from the women's division.
It wasn't terrible, but the problem I had was that it was a bit predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as they like to brag about not being ageist, there was no way they were going to have their 38-year-old go over their 25-year-old champion.
Yeah. Arguably one of the women who's going to be the face of one of the faces of the division for argument's sake, the next 10 years. Well, or if they did, they'd be pretty foolish.
So, my enjoyment of the match was a bit spoiled by sort of the predictability of it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they did a thing where they sort of worked on the shoulder a bit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Mickey's shoulder is laying her down.
Yeah.
But at no point in this match did I think Mickey was going to win.
No. I think as well, they need to just let Alexa go back to what she was doing before and that. I don't think the promos have been that great. They're a bit, childish, high school rubbish insults, and I just can't stand what they're doing with move lists and that as well. I mean, in this day and age, unless it's absolutely glorious,
Oh my god.
who wins with a DDT these days?
Well, Dean Ambrose sort of has a DDT.
Yeah, we can forgive Dean. He's just lugging it out.
So yeah, I believe the end of this match was Alexa winning with a DDT.
Just let her go back to that half flip off of the top rope she used to do.
Twisted Bliss. She actually went for it. Missed it.
She did. I'll give her a credit.
And then for some strange reason there was an after-match promo saying about how Mickie James is going to... She will win one more title.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. Yeah, was it with Renee, I think, in the ring? Yeah, and seemed a bit awkward and forced.
Yeah.
And then, moving on in the card, this is a match that's going to get you really excited.
Yeah.
The man that is pretty much universally hated throughout the whole locker room and pretty much the whole of the WWE universe, because WWE have somehow managed to mess him up. And not to mention, you could argue he's a bit of an ego prick.
Yeah, he is now.
Enzo Amore versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight title.
Oh, what to say? I didn't care about this match.
No, and it was a great big disappointment, and it just frustrates me at times. They're just so uncreative these days with their heel characters. Let's just skip straight to the end because there wasn't really anything noteworthy. Enzo somehow managed to pick this victory up with distracting the ref, raked Kalisto's eyes, and then he hit his stupid face to foot thing.
Oh, the Jordunzo.
The Jordunzo. Freaking goon.
So, what, for the second month in a row, Enzo wins with a dirty tactic.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact, who cares?
Yeah, the crowd was very quiet for this one.
Yeah.
Which says to me that the heel turn isn't working.
No, it's really not.
They really didn't care about this one.
And we must remember as well, before we move on to the next match, really stupidly and annoyingly, we had 2 attempted performances from Elias.
Yep.
But he got interrupted by someone chucking vegetables at him.
Yeah. You got celery thrown at him.
Yeah. And it turned out it was none other than Kurt Angle's son, Jason Jordan.
Why? Why? Why him? Have these two ever been in a rivalry? Ever?
I don't think so. I think it's just purely, screw it, let's try and get him on the card somehow.
So no, eventually this was made into another match.
Yeah, allegedly after the second incident, they decided, screw it, we're going to put him in a match. But next we had the next match, which, where there were some slight changes, we were very much looking forward to it. You had the Demon, Finn Balor, facing off against the guy that built SmackDown.
He did.
He's phenomenal.
There he is.
He's AJ Styles.
Yes.
I think in some ways I was more happy when these changes happened, because I really wasn't looking forward to the Demon versus Sister Abigail.
Well, you see, it's sort of a double-edged sword for me. Although I appreciated the change, it was so last minute. Everything felt a bit rushed in this match.
Yeah, it was.
It's like it was zero build-up.
No.
There wasn't really much of a story to tell.
No.
I think they should have just scrapped the Demon and just had him be normal Finn Balor. Because was this really an occasion for him to use the demon?
Yeah, maybe.
A throwaway match with AJ, which ultimately means nothing at the end of the day.
It entertained the crowd.
Well, yeah, I mean, they enjoyed it.
I fairly enjoyed it. I mean, I did feel they weren't quite going at it 100%. They were possibly holding a bit back.
Yeah, you'd think that maybe with a proper story behind it, maybe 6 weeks worth of build, you'd get this could be a proper WrestleMania match.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Saving it for Mania, because at this going, Christ, are we going to need something?
Cena and AJ did the same thing. The first match was okay. The second one stole the show.
Yeah. Yeah, the only problem I had with it, though, was about 3/4 of the way in, it looked a bit predictable, and you saw, like, right, this is the Raw pay-per-view, so they've got to put over the Raw guy.
That was the feeling I got.
And we weren't disappointed in our assumptions on this one. The Demon ended up picking up the victory with Sam's favourite move, the coup de grace.
God damn it.
And then we had a nice little sentimental Bullet Club dig there. I'm not sure if that was just sort of spare of the moment thing or Vince was flipping off backstage. What?
Oh, I think he was flipping off because you heard Cole going, these two were once leaders of a faction in Japan.
Yeah.
They couldn't mention it.
No.
If you've been keeping up to date, WWE sent a cease and desist to New Japan over the Too Sweet.
I think it was specifically the Young Bucks. They brought out a new T-shirt, and yeah, as you say, it had the Too Sweet and the finger sign on it.
And now they've changed it to One Sweet.
Yeah.
And it sort of looks like a gun.
Yeah.
Which I guess works.
So, yeah. So, you'd probably argue it was probably match of the night so far.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. And then next, we had our semi-final of the card.
Oh boy. We
had Elias versus Jason Jordan.
Oh. I really, really didn't care for this match.
No, again, it felt pretty rushed, and screw it. Let's just kill 5 minutes here. We gotta have something in between AJ and Finn and the main event. So yeah, to be honest, I don't know what they're doing with either of these guys. But on this occasion, Jason Jordan ends up picking up the victory.
Yeah. The funniest thing about this match was the commentary. Because all night Booker was flip-flopping over whether he liked Jason Jordan or not.
Yeah.
Corey Graves was calling him out on it.
Yeah.
And there was a Stevie Ray mention.
Oh!
Which sort of...
But Booker didn't like that too much.
He kind of went quiet for about 3 minutes.
They had some words backstage.
I think so. So, yeah, Jason Jordan won with his backbreaker, neckbreaker combo thing he does.
Yeah.
And then we had the main event.
Now, straight away for me, as great as it was to see Kurt back in the WWE ring, I didn't feel this was the time to do it because the whole build-up was the Shield.
Yeah.
And they were going to be taking out the trash. But, you know, things happen and that, and obviously Roman's caught whatever virus it is that's going around the locker room at the minute. There was early indications that it was viral meningitis, because apparently it's only actually Bo that's got it. They've been keeping Bray off in anticipation that he got it.
Yeah,
possibly
more of a precaution.
Yeah. Although apparently now it's now turned out it's more than likely it's the mumps.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, yes. So, we had our 5-on-3 match. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Kurt Angle versus The Miz, the very average bear, and for no reason whatsoever, Braun Strowman and Kane.
Yeah, Braun Strowman because they have absolutely nothing to do with him, and Kane, I don't know.
Well, I was trying to think of this logically. Originally, when Roman was involved in the match, my pure logical thinking angle of it was, the old predictable, you've retired my brother. I'm coming for you. I'm going to take you out.
But then we're kind of reminded that Kane did, in fact, bury his brother twice. So he's not exactly in the best position to say, oh, yeah, I'm fighting for my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So, of course, we better inform the audience earlier on in the night. Dean and Seth caught up with Kurt earlier on in the night and handed him a vest. So he was all shielded up as well.
He even came out with him.
Yeah, he did. So, I think my first overall criticism of this match, it went on for way too long.
Yeah, it did feel there was a lot of wasted time there.
According to our information at Wikipedia, this match went on for nearly 35 and a half minutes.
Jesus, that long?
That's about 20 minutes too long for my liking.
Yeah, it felt like they were up on the ramp for ages.
Yeah.
Because you had the stuff with Kane and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, they sort of teasing, Kane and Braun on the same page. And predictably they weren't.
No, they weren't.
And of all the people Kane took out Braun, chokeslammed him through the flooring up to the announcer's table, and then proceeded to chuck a load of chairs on top of him.
Oh yeah, they copied the John Cena 23 chairs thing that they did 6 years ago.
Yeah. And then, apparently WWE superstars can do this now, The Miz demanded a trash truck come to the entrance.
Why would they even have one of those?
And they all chucked Braun.
Oh yeah, that's clever.
In the trash truck. After Braun attempted to take all of them out on his own.
I was like, yeah, that's very clever. So you've just lessened your team by one. Good one.
Not to mention as well, I kid you not, I swear there was about a 10-minute period of them of the Miz's team just beating down on Seth and Dean.
Yeah, I think so.
Because earlier on in the match, Kurt was starting to find his rhythm. Whether they were sorry to protect him or not, I don't know, but he seemed to take quite a while to get involved in the match. Apart from hitting someone with a chair.
And he did a couple of belly-to-belly suplexes.
Yeah. Braun then got frustrated and running power slammed him through a table.
Yeah, and he got taken away.
Yeah, so there it was left to just Dean and Seth for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Because one of the notable criticisms I had was that there were so many mistakes in this match.
Oh my god. So many mistakes.
Right, the first one, in the ring, where they were trying to... Oh, what was it? There was a table in the corner, wasn't it? Or was it...
Oh, no. It was by the... It was right on the ropes on the side of the ring.
Yeah.
Sheamus and Cesaro went to double powerbomb Dean Ambrose through the table.
It didn't break.
No. And it got to the point where they then put a table in the corner and Braun pretty much said, for fuck's sake, I'll break the table then.
Yeah.
And he literally launched Dean through it.
And then they tried a similar thing up the ramp later in the match with another table and completely missed it. Nearly gave Dean Ambrose a concussion.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ. How do you mess this up?
Me personally, I'll blame it all on Sheamus.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This ridiculous tag team is a waste of Cesaro's talents.
It is.
He should be fighting for the Universal title. Or he's challenging for it.
Yeah.
No, he's stuck in some dead-end, pointless tag team with Sheamus.
Well, they've got to do something with Sheamus. So,
Oh, there's a controversial angle. Put the League of Nations back together.
well, they've only got 3 of them. No, they've only got 2 of them. I think of that now. Yeah, 2 of them got fired last year.
Screw it. Put him in some shitty faction.
So, after all of this, it started getting a bit rowdy again, and Kurt Angle made his return.
And here is where another mess up happened.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think it was Cesaro and Sheamus started running up the ramp after Kurt.
They did?
Kurt then backdropped Cesaro onto the metal ramp.
Oh, boy.
And then Sheamus went to go for a bro kick. He missed. Kurt then grabbed his arm, went to reel him in for an angle slam. And he just stood there like a lemon for about a second. Then Kurt's like, grabbed his arm and get in! And then done the angle slam to him.
And then he did one to Cesaro as well, through a table.
He did.
And the table broke.
Hey, Kurt can break a table successfully.
So then it unfortunately came down to Shield and Kurt versus Miz.
Wonderful.
And Miz just, well, let's be honest here, he got his ass handed to him.
Yeah, I have to admit as well, The Miz wasn't involved in this match a great deal. He seemed to be out of the picture for large portions of this match.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he took the running knee or whatever the hell Seth's calling his finisher at the moment.
Yep.
Then he took a dirty deeds.
Oh, yeah.
Then he took an angle slam.
Oh, my God.
And then his ankle got twisted.
And then they finally took him up for the triple powerbomb.
Yeah.
And that was it. Kurt got the pin, and that was the end of the match.
Yeah. So, Kurt and Seth and Dean are picking up the victory in this one. Against the odds. Oh my God.
Who didn't see that coming?
Nobody.
All night they were saying about how, the opening promo was about Kurt Angle.
The odds are stacked against him, and does Kurt Angle still have it?
Never lost it.
No.
So, there you go, folks. That's it for another TLC.
I don't want another one in a rush.
We got about 4 weeks until Survivor Series, so enjoy it.
Here's hoping it's a lot better. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably argue I'd give this event about a 3 out of 10 if I had to give it a rating.
Yeah, it'd be pretty low.
It was not good whatsoever.
So, that's going to do it for this edition. From your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
Martin?
and the one and only Sam H. We'll see you again for the next one.
WWE, TLC, a success? Oofa.